Hey guys.
Hi.
So did I spy you, Amber, enjoying that music?
Yeah, I was dancing over here.
That's awesome.
I kind of forget that you guys can still see me when we're
I
on.
didn't know you were dancing. If I knew, I would be dancing with you. Do you
Oh,
dance?
she was kind of bopping her head, I saw. I said, oh, that's good. I hope everybody else is doing it as well.
No, dancing is good. I always dance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Sorry, we have
Hey.
welcome to our Friday.
Cookie lunch break. Do you not remember?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Olga.
Hi, Olga.
Hello, hello.
So we have some things going on today.
Yes, a lot. So we have the giveaway. When are you going to do that? Amber's doing the drawing, so she's going to do that when?
So if for anyone who missed it last week, we had a giveaway for a cordless airbrush. So we're going to be picking the winner today, and I'll announce that in between the demos today. So I think, Mar, you're going first, right?
Yeah.
So after Marlon is done with her tutorial, I will draw the winner for the cordless airbrush. So that's exciting.
So even if you already have one, the second one will come in very handy as you guys they're always fun to have.
Mm-hmm. I did an Instagram live, was it yesterday, I guess? And
you did it twice, no?
Yes. I had both my airbrushes going, and it made things so much easier.
Yes, no,
I always imagined an airbrush was like a very expensive tool, but nowadays they're
very affordable.
Yeah.
Very affordable.
Good to have like 2 or 3, or how many do you have, Mar?
I have 5.
Mm-hmm.
I know it might seem crazy, but you easily use 5 colors on a project. So if you're, so that's it.
And it makes it easier instead of cleaning it in between, just switch back and forth.
Exactly. So do we mention just quickly, guys, so we're always talking about coffee, and we appreciate all the donations that you guys make there. But Facebook wants us to stay here. So they're doing a little challenge for us content creators. If I manage to receive 5,000 stars, and each star is 1 penny, I get a bonus, and Amber gets a bonus if she hits her 10,000 stars. So you can see how to buy the stars in the comment section. And so this week, if you give us 500 stars, I'll send you the templates, and Amber will.
I'm giving my recipe to anybody who sends 500 stars or more, and we will send those through Facebook Messenger.
That's
so
right.
If you send us stars, you can either just, we'll check afterwards, but you can just go ahead and send us a DM, and we will give you Mar will give you the template, and I'll give you my cookie and royal icing recipe.
Well, thank you very much. And yes, in the supply list, which is on the coffee shop, my supply list is free. The airbrush is there. So we're going to start. I'm going to turn on my camera. Today I'm working on a flip-flop.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So what's going on? What are you making?
Let me switch my camera here. So there is a flip-flop. So this cutter I've had for eons, and they come in slightly, various shapes. This is Sweet Sugar Belle. This one here, if you see, you can use the same cutter. You just flip it over. So this is the same shape, but flipped over, and so you get the little pair, and it makes a really cute gift set if you were to package them with, I forgot my red light there. You could package them with a little starfish, or you could package them with a little seashell. And even, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, the chocolate coated.
Oh, I have. I would buy those with really great plans on using them, and I would always eat them before I.
Yes. So they're just like a really versatile, and you can make them for children, something a little cutesy. You could actually bake them so that they're fused, and then you could add a character. If you look at flip-flops in Google Images, you'll find like really infinite design, like kind of ideas, for it. So I uploaded some videos just for us to like see the decorating process. So here, like I say, it's just a very basic, the base is not really what's complicated. And so you can actually make the straps separate in advance and then quickly decorate. You can see here the cookie. So I'm outlining, and I'm actually going to airbrush that line so that I get the metallic on. So when you're painting your royal icing, sometimes it can get very like finicky because it's a small line and you don't want the metallic on everything else. So I just shoot it on quickly with my airbrush before I add that center icing. And so it goes so much faster. You can see here the gold is on there and you don't see all that overspray, it gets hidden. So here's a slightly different version. So this is rose gold and then it's a super light teal. And you see you're hiding all your overspray. So you can work so much like faster. And the other thing, you don't have to wait for the icing to dry when you're airbrushing.
Hello?
Hello. What was that noise?
I have no idea what happened there. No idea. All right, let's see if it's going to do it again. Is it okay?
Sounds okay.
Yeah. So here is just a quick, this one I'm going to be doing. So you're basically creating the straps in advance, and then you can just pop them onto your cookies. So that's what we're doing. So I got the template here that I made, and it's format. I made 3 designs. So this is kind of like the more simple version, this, and then here is more kind of like, you know, jewelry-ish. And again, if you look at flip-flops, they come in infinite design.
Don't you have, sorry to interrupt you, don't you have this similar design on your flip-flops, the one with the flower pattern? I thought you had something like that years ago. No?
Well, I actually can't wear flip-flop, this thing in between
was
my
it,
toes.
okay, well then not the flip-flops, maybe sandals.
It's either you love it, the thing in between your toes, or you can't stand it. And I'm one of the people that can't stand it. It's like it drives me absolutely mad. It bothers me, and I'm jealous because they make the nicest, you know, summer shoes, but I hate it. You guys wear them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I can find a pair that doesn't bother the hell out of me, yes, I will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't really. They don't bother me too much.
They don't bother you too much. Hello, everyone. People are still joining in, so just wanted to say hello, 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 hola.
So this is a piping tip because I want the lines to be really like, you know, sharp, and I can see right through here. And that, like, I could pipe on the plastic, but if you're making several, you want to keep it clean. You work on parchment paper. I work always on parchment paper. Mine, I guess, must be coated. My stuff slides off, no problem. Like the other day, I saw Amber peeling her wing off of the was it parchment paper?
Yeah.
I never have to be as meticulous as that. Like it just pops right off. So all the stuff we buy wherever we live is slightly different, right? So it's hard to always get the same result. So this is delphinium blue, and it's relatively thickish icing. You want toothpaste consistency because you don't want it to dry super flat. We're trying to create kind of dimension on this, and I'm basically just tracing the black shapes. So you could do it like this, or you can create a stencil with this art and airbrush on the cookies, and then you'll get your design to trace, and you'll be able to pipe right on the cookies. So it's up to you if you'd rather work with the royal icing transfer. The great thing of a transfer is you can kind of work in advance. And we all know if you're making really detailed cookies, you're going to be going to bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the stars on Facebook. Those of you who are just catching us now, Amber and Marlene, they both have Facebook issued challenges for them, and the challenges that yes, Marlene needs 5,000 stars and Amber needs 10,000 stars, and they will get a little bonus from Facebook. So if you could, instead of shopping at coffee, if you send them stars via Facebook in the comments, if you haven't done it before, it's under the video. In the comment section, there is a little icon star, and you can send stars. And how did you have it arranged? Then you will then send those folks
Yeah, so anybody who sends 500 stars or more today is going to get Marlin's template, and then I'm sending my cookie and icing recipe, and we'll send that through Facebook Messenger.
We'll reply to the star.
Yeah.
So I'll just quickly outline the shapes, and if your icing is super, super stiff, it's just going to hurt your hand, and you're going to have to come in a lot more with your needle tool and flatten the peaks and all this. And at this point, this is when I usually airbrush. So this is a product that I got a while back. It's Magic Colors. It works fine. It's not super metallic. The stuff that's edible usually is a little bit less shiny than the stuff that's considered non-toxic. So the products are usually made non-toxic for like cake decorations, not really. Yes, it would make a cute combination. You put them in hanging kind of a little bit out of the beach bag. So yeah, the non-toxic decorations can be taken off of a cake, whereas on a cookie, it's tougher to remove, you know. And now and I'm already out. I'm just spraying my lines here so that I don't have to come back in and paint like really carefully. I just kind of shoot everywhere to coat the lines. I don't know if you guys can even see the metallic. And then
it shimmers. It shimmers.
You want to wait a little bit for the line to dry, just a crusting, so that when you come in and add your gem colors, well, that they don't all melt together. So we'll do this version here, and then I'll come back to it in a second. And this one's even easier. This one is, you're just filling in. I'm going to try to not stick the board in the, so this one here, you put your parchment paper on top. I'm just going to glue it, and I'm just drawing, and it's pressure. You're just filling in the whole area. See, I'm squeezing hard, filling in the whole black area.
What's the piping tip you're using?
1 point, no, this is a 2, sorry. And then because I know I'm coating in sanding sugar, I'm not even worrying about it looking wiggly or kind of bumpy. So I'm just filling in the black area, release the pressure, and then I can move it to my bead tray. And then I have my silver sanding sugar that's brand new here. Hold on.
Is this silver?
It is. And then you can just quickly coat it. And then you can set them aside to stick onto your flip-flops later. You could add.
You know what it reminds me of also? Anyone else?
Oh, a wishbone?
Yeah.
You could add little royal icing flowers to it. I mean, really a lot of fun design options.
So how long would you let those dry for?
Oh, overnight for sure. They're they're relatively fragile. Here, let me bring in my other version. So you see here, it's the same thing, but in gold, and I added some flowers on the side. Here, let me move this. I added some flowers on the side, and then you have them just plain, so you could glue your little flower there. And if I bring in my cookie, here, these, you can see you just glue that on. Now this one here goes on, because there is a direction for it to fit properly, so you need to be mindful. See, the flowers go on both sides, like that. But you see how quickly it brings it to life, like you pre-made. You could add flowers all over them. Go flowers here, just a little flower like that. You could look through your other stash if you've been making royal icing transfers. Well, and you could also, if you wanted, airbrush a design here.
I really, really like them on the side. I really like them on the side.
The flowers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to quickly do these. What's my time at?
You're good. You're good. Beautiful flowers. So pretty, Mar. Everybody's loving it.
So here, look, this is powdered food color. I really like how it marbles in the bag, the powdered stuff.
Yeah, that's a really neat effect. I love that.
It doesn't marble the same as gel. And so here, you don't have to do everything the same color. So here I'm just filling in this section in the pink, and then I'll do the other ones in white. You can do.
You have it not mixed completely in icing. Was that intentional?
Yeah, just kind of gently, like, you know, barely swirled it around.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
And then it gives it kind of a little bit.
You know, the what are they, teal or turquoise, the jewelry, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine doing that with this technique. That would be really neat.
Exactly. So my icing is not dry enough, the base silver, but it's just to show you how easy it is. And then you could add disco dust. You could do so many things. These would be awesome if you're doing a summer kind of bridal shower thing, or I mean, any birthday celebration, you know, you could do like a little party, a girls' night, you know.
Yeah.
Some white in there, and you could add a pearl to the center. So my icing is probably a little bit thicker than 22nd because you want the volume. You don't want this to dry flat. You want to have something that dries with a little bit of height, so that it actually like looks like the strap on the right.
Yeah, Sally would be worried about cratering.
Well, the thicker the icing, I think it's less. And then if you can get them in the dehydrator. And then the other great thing is if you're making a transfer and you do have cratering issues, well, not that it's fun to work for nothing, but you can throw them out and try again, as opposed to having them ruined on your cookies. So there is that.
Right. Yeah.
It's not the ideal situation, but it is a better situation. So you see, it really can look quite fancy. And because it's like so detailed, I mean, this is not something that is going to go fast. Like, if I'm brutally honest, this is going to be somewhat long.
Yeah.
So if you can do it this way, then you're going to have a more fun on decorating day. You're not going to.
Everybody's loving it.
What did you say, Hen?
Everybody's loving it.
Oh, thank you. So here, let me pull out my other versions that I made. So here they are from before. So these are the kind of more gem ones. And I had actually made little middle diamond things in the middle.
Oh, did you make these on acetate?
Yes, I did.
This is acetate, folks. We always get questions about it and we never have it on hand. So this is what it looks like, you see?
And so the difference is it just dries super, super flat. So sometimes, if depending on your project, you might actually want to use the back instead of the front. And so it gives you a really flat and even almost shiny effect. I don't know if you can see kind of.
Julie's asking, so I'm assuming you would apply them to a dry base.
You could put them in the wet, but it depending on how thick your icing is or how runny, they might sink, and then you'll lose that dimension that we're trying to achieve here. So I think it's this one. So you see, you just would stick these onto the cookie. You see how quickly they're going to come together, and you have these really fancy.
Really fancy. I'd wear those in a heartbeat.
And you could spray them with pearl. You could, I mean, seriously, like infinite. You could use little fondant seashells. I mean, the amount of designs you could do, the patterns matching. You could do waves here, water. I mean, really some fun. And again, for little girls, for women, for, you know what I mean? Like little, and even you could do boy versions, do maybe a shark print. And then black sanding sugar on the straps. There's all kinds of fun ideas. So I made the templates. I have the 3 versions. So I have the one with the flower on the side, the strap that's just plain this one. And then this here, the gemmed one, is on the template. If you guys want to recreate them. The cutter is in my supply list. The supply lists are PDF documents, and we make them so they're clickable, and Facebook doesn't allow. So if you want the supply list, you can go to coffee, because if I send it to you, it's not going to be clickable on Facebook, and that's what makes the supply list so handy. So the little seashell and the little starfish is in my mermaid box if you guys want to learn how to make those.
Oh,
but
yeah, Sally. Yeah. Remember your
oh, yes.
Yeah.
She just made those again. She just made those. So to stick these, you can just add a very small amount of icing. You don't need a ton of icing to glue these on. And if you like black stuff, but you find that it always bleeds, well, you could airbrush your things black. So you make your transfers in, let's say, a gray or white even. Then you can airbrush your transfer pieces that are black, and then you don't have to worry about the black bleeding into your base cookie. So this is them.
Transfers in your cookie school, Julie wanted to know. Yes,
they are, these ones. So where's my other, so should I do the flower version, or should I do the just plain on these? I like these.
Yeah, that's very cute.
I love those. We will, of course, talk about cratering more. We have done so in the past in many of the videos. I don't know. Today, I don't think anyone is doing a project where we're going to talk about it, but we can touch up later.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just dropping that on. Now you want to get a super flat fuse, because if you're packaging them and the royal icing transfers a bit in the air, you have some chance that it'll break, it'll crack. And when you add the sanding sugar, I love the sanding sugar for it hides imperfections, but it also gives it a little bit more of that volume that I was kind of saying, you know, like to make them look a little bit more like higher up, you know, to give them a little bit more like dimension.
Mm-hmm. Is that a tropical feel?
Yeah, and there they are.
Awesome.
So cute.
I don't really have fancy flip-flops, I have to say. I have more of like a very like casual, you know, not fancy like.
Well, they have some flip-flops that have words, like you can fit the word like to the shape of the flip-flop, like you could write bride to be or different. Like seriously, if you go on Google and you write flip-flop designs, you'll find so many that you can.
So are the flip-flops about these cookies about 4 inches?
I would probably say that's about right. Yeah.
Julie's asking if you made the cookies thick or did you layer them? I'm not.
It's sure. 10 centimeter.
10 centimeters. 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
10 centimeters. It's what? Like 4 inches. Around 4 inches. A little less than 4 inches.
What was the question? If I layered them?
Because they look thick.
They look thick. I think it's because of the outline.
No? Oh, yeah. The outline.
Yeah, they're regular. I used my Dough Easy guides, so they're just regular.
So what is that, a 1/4 inch?
Yeah. But I do like, you see how that then, because it's painted, it ties into the design, like that little edge with it.
Yeah.
And the gold is easy to paint on the vanilla cookies, you know. And if you use your, now it's got candy underneath it, but if you use your perforated mat, it actually looks like the underside of a flip-flop.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, that's it.
Great.
These are really, really beautiful. I love this idea of making the transfers for the cup. I always struggle with that shape for some reason. It's like this awkward shape when you piping it without a template. So this is really neat.
Yeah, you can double check your template by laying the cookie cutter on the template before you make your transfers to make sure they're going to be the good size, so that you don't make 100 transfers and then make your cookies and say, oh, they don't fit. So just do that little step to save yourself a headache.
And just a reminder, if you send Mara 500 stars or more through Facebook, you will get the template through Messenger. And if you send me 500 stars or more, I will send you my cookie and icing recipe.
So thanks, everybody. So now's the big...
the giveaway drawing.
Giveaway.
Okay,
So
so
exciting.
let's do it. I have in a little cup here the 3 finalists from the giveaway. So each one of us chose somebody from our coffee shop last week.
We did it using a what is it called, Mar?
A random name selector. They have so many
Yeah,
different
so what we
sites.
did, we selected everyone and we put in there and let it run, and it picked the winner for us.
Yeah, so we've got our finalists. Okay.
Okay. Are we supposed to make some sound or something?
Do like a drum roll.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right, are you done?
Okay.
Hey, all right, dearie.
Belinda C.
Belinda here. Belinda, are you here?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You just won a cordless, is it cordless?
Cordless airbrush.
Airbrush.
So
And
don't
we
worry
will
if
be
you're
in
not watching.
Yeah, we will just email you or send you a message through Coffee to get your mailing address to send you the airbrush. And we'll be having more giveaways in the future. So if you didn't win today, there'll be more chances.
Yes, yes. This, I'm intrigued by this comment here. You want me to say bye because you want me to leave, or because you find it amusing the way I say bye?
Or maybe they're leaving, so they just want you to say bye.
Bye. Well, that's awesome, Belinda.
Awesome.
Yes, and thank you to everybody who entered the giveaway. That was very exciting. Can't wait to do more like that.
Thank you so much. So now,
we forgot to mention that this week we launched our new series, guys. I don't know how many of you watched. If you haven't watched, we are starting summer series, Bake Along series with Marlin and myself on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. This week we made sugar cookies, and next week we are baking strawberry shortcake. And I just released a new recipe, super easy recipe for 1 bowl sponge cake that is posted on a blog. So if you wanted to join us, you can look on the blog for this recipe and make it. And then I think Marlin has already published in the coffee, is it?
well, I scheduled the live stream, so you're forgetting to mention. So we're on 2 times, Monday and Tuesday.
I'm sorry, yes. On Monday, we are live making the sponge cake. And on Tuesday, we are assembling a strawberry shortcake. And Marlon is going to make something, her version, I'm going to make my version. So we're going to make 2 slightly different strawberry shortcakes. Super excited about that.
Yes.
All right. So, and as far as today, guys, I'm going back to 2018 when I made these cookies using a strawberry cookie cutter. I wanted to glam up one of these cookies, and I'm going to show you how I am going to do a flamingo. You can find all of these tutorials on my blog. And today I'm going to start by just showing you how I made some of the templates, and then we'll be decorating. So this is transfer I'm making glasses. I'm using black icing. And I wanted to make, you don't have to make these as transfers, but I decided to make them as transfers because I am going to dust them with edible jewel dust. There are different products on the market. If you were looking, maybe you found disco dust. Some of them are labeled not toxic. You want to look for something that is FDA approved. I'm going to show you a bottle once this is done. Jewel dust is FDA approved, and it's fine to use with edible items. I am using icing that is slightly thicker because I'm going to be dusting it, so it's going to hide any kind of imperfections. You want to dust it right after you flood it, because once it dries, it's not going to stick as well. Now they do sell these pumps. I think Marlin has the pump. You have a pump, spray pump for the dust? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have the spray pump, so I just used a brush. And then I actually let these kind of like dry for like 20 minutes or so. And then I flooded the center. And you can use different colors. I ended up using blue. I have some green. I think I have green with some polka dots. And I'm piping on the wax paper. And this was the first time in a long time. I had a really hard time getting this off the wax paper. One actually broke. I'm not sure why. It actually stuck. Like I get messages a lot of times. Why does it stick to my, wax paper? I've never had that happen. Have you had that happen, Mar or Amber? But it literally like it stuck. Like I couldn't get it off. Like I had to be like really, really careful to peel it off.
No, not with wax paper.
So I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the metallic that gets, I don't know, the particles.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the transfer. And I think we are ready to decorate. All right, so I'm gonna move over here. Let me see. All right. All right, so this is better. You can fit in here. All right, so this is the little template, little piece I made with the polka dots. Now, wish me luck.
Yeah.
Without breaking. If I will break, if it breaks, I had a video already. So
have you bought Spanish wax paper yet?
No, I don't know if they have a wax paper. It's I'm using the one from US. I bought.
Just curious if it was different.
No. It's so this is what I did. I ended up.
So is it coming off any easier, or are you still having?
So this one is a bit easier. I'm just hoping it's not gonna break. But you see, no. You see how it's like. You see?
Well, your hand's a little. Oh, I see. It's ripping. Yeah. Wow. I've never seen that happen.
Weird. I've never ever had this happen. It's so weird. I think it may be the disco
Something
dust.
with the glitter.
The little particles are maybe interfering with it. So you might want to try doing this on. Okay, I got it off. All right.
So cute. Will you show us what glitter that is?
Well, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So.
Because that is so. I've never seen such a sparkly glitter that's actually edible.
Is it like $10 a bottle or something?
This is, you don't want to, you really want to be like, this is like $8 or something about.
So who makes that?
This is $8. I actually got these at a Shortcake Supply. It's an online shop. And then also, Mar, you can help me. It's a cake supply store. They have really nice stencils. No, I can't remember. But anyway, Shortcake Supply. They carry this stuff, and this is food grade.
That's amazing. It's so shiny.
You have to look for mica based product. Mica, it's the shiny. What makes it shiny? This is a silver one. Like you don't need to use a whole lot of it. Like this will last me for a while. But everything, I even have it on my face.
Yeah, I can imagine that gets everywhere.
Really nice, and I also have pink one.
Concerning for children, just because after they get their glitter cookie, would they eat glitter? From their crafts.
Oh yeah, you'd have to make.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they also have different colors. I also have pink one, but I find that white and silver, like white especially, it's the one that I use the most because you can use it on any color. Look like it's everywhere. I'm gonna find it everywhere.
Amazing on Christmas cookies.
Yes.
Jennifer has a question about the transfers on the wax paper. Do they dry totally flat, or do they wrinkle from the moisture on wax paper?
Well, I don't know if you can see. I prefer wax paper because I find they don't absorb as much moisture. They don't warp as much as on parchment.
Yeah.
But Marlin is using different parchment. maybe it's also every brand uses different techniques to coat the parchment. So if you have a parchment that is coated, it may be better to use that. If you are having trouble with wax paper, you know, like I would just try different materials. If you really want it flat, then you need to go with acetate sheet, because that's not gonna wrinkle at all. All right, so now I'm going to actually ice this cookie. I have one here prepared, but I'm gonna ice it here with, I'm using electric pink. And of course it's separated again, so I'm just gonna massage it.
Massage your icing, folks.
Massage your icing. And this is a cutter that, like I showed you, you can use for a variety of designs. And I have it available. I don't have a cutter available, but I have a template available, because I know this cutter is sold out everywhere. Nobody can get it. So I use this shape and I altered it a little bit to make it a bit different, but it is the same, basically. Oh yes, I was actually planning on doing goldfish today, but I decided for the flamingo. All right, so let's go with this one. All right, so I'm using 15 seconds.
Can I just mention that your camera is very, very good today?
Yeah, what did you change?
Is it good? What do you mean it's good today?
Well, because it's like close.
It's close. I don't know. I don't know. What do you mean? I just zoomed in.
Okay. Wait, are you? But it's your phone, right?
No, no.
No.
Oh. This is actually no. This is
right.
Yeah, I'm with the phone. I couldn't do this with the phone.
Right.
Remember, it was
yes.
It was a disaster. Don't remind me of those days.
I was actually trying to.
Or the wedding, just thinking of about it.
No, but I was trying to point out a good thing, not remind.
I know, remind you of the.
I know. I'm just teasing you. So I'm gonna do a dry on wet application with this.
So, Han, Christine wants to know how long your royal icing stays good after you make it.
Oh, it's years. Today I was munching on some 2-year-old succulents. I'm hungry. Well, they do last for a long time. It's sugar after all. So the only
what
thing.
What about just in the fridge?
No, I don't store them in the fridge. I wouldn't store them in the fridge because
no. Like when you make the icing, how long do you keep the icing to use it?
Oh, to use it. If it's made with meringue powder, up to a month. If it's with fresh egg whites, it's probably a week or something like that. But I would store that in the fridge. I do store my icing in the fridge anyway, just because I think it doesn't separate as fast. Yeah, so meringue based, I would say 3 to 4 weeks. All right, so now I'm going to do, and we did this with Amber a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't as successful. I for some reason it wasn't working very well.
Well, I don't remember.
No, we're gonna do tropical leaves.
Oh yeah, we did that on Instagram.
Yes, so I've got here this thick icing. I'm not using a leaf tip. I just got a V shape on my piping bag.
Where's everybody watching from today?
That's great, Denise. Did you tag me on Instagram so I can see your beach in a box? I saw one.
Somebody made your box. Awesome.
Sally's liking your glasses, so I'm guessing you're going to see them soon on her Instagram account.
Fantastic, fantastic. You could also use, if you don't have jewel dust, you could also use sprinkles. Right, so now I'm going to let this be for about 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, and then we're going to, I'm going to just quickly show you what we'll do, if you can see. Also, this is totally appropriate for Hawaii.
Han, you're just a bit low, like you're not quite in frame. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to do this after it kind of sets a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to just set this aside here. And while that's happening, okay, I'm trying to reach here. All right, so I've got we're going to make some flowers.
We all would like it that day.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got my thick royal icing. I'm going to use, this is actually the parchment that I cut up. And I've got my flower nail here.
Yes, it's very hot in Texas this week. I was really amazed to see how hot it is.
So I'm using the petal tip 101 and narrow part of the petal tip. If you haven't seen petal tip, it has a white part, white and then white and narrow end. So you want to have the narrow end facing out and white end facing in. And we're doing a zigzag. I'm going to let these dry. I made a bunch of them. I'll show you what they look like here. Oops. Now I made some smaller and some bigger. The small one are made with a smaller tip, and it's Amber, help me here. It's 159S.
Yeah.
59S. It's a small tip.
59S.
Okay, so all these were made super small. This is hibiscus. So these I find they are quite big with 101. So I wanted to make some smaller ones to go on top of the flamingo. So I'm gonna set these aside and I'm gonna finish the leaves because I think those are ready. You see, it's like it's starting to crust.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sculpting the icing.
Yes, basically I'm making lines in the icing. The only thing is like your tool needs to be clean. So you have to keep wiping it. These are meant to be Monstera leaves. Monstera, what is it, Deliciosa or something it's called? It has this weird name. We had this plant when I was growing up in our living room. It took over the whole wall as far as I remember. I had to like wipe the leaves. They would get so dusty.
Yeah, Kathleen, I think this is like some parchments have more of a coating on it, so like they're easier to get the transfers off. The one I'm using now is like it's so thin and barely coated, so my transfers were a little bit difficult to get off last week.
Do you get your parchment wholesale?
I just buy it on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Do you buy the sheets or roll?
Sheets, yeah.
Sheets, yeah. I find the sheets. I also have a roll, Kirkland, and that is coated. That is definitely coated because I can reuse it. So now I'm going to let these dry, or you have to let these dry, and then we can paint them. So I've got some that are ready here. There's so many components on this cookie. All right. So before you remove them, ideally you want to paint them before, because then it's really hard to paint them once you remove them. They're quite small.
Did you let these dry overnight before painting?
No, these actually I made this afternoon. So
Okay.
because they're small, you don't really need to couple hours and they should be fine. Well, I did put them in the oven, I have to say, at 50 Celsius to dry them quickly. And today I'm using, this is a ready-to-use edible art cake paint. This is metallic, what is it? Gosh, I can't see. Glamorous gold. Okay. So this is, I think $8 a bottle or something like that. It's not exactly cheap.
Yeah, that product is quite pricey.
2 drops. Okay.
And did you say this gold is edible?
Yes, this is up. This is totally edible. I'm not really going in any pattern. It's just I'm just adding some shimmer to these.
Fabiola says they look so pretty.
Thank you.
Seeing more of that actually on Instagram, people sculpting the royal icing. Have you guys noticed it?
Yes,
No,
I follow Painted Ladies Pastry, and she is so amazing at like sculpting and creating textures. She makes very like realistic looking things with royal icing. It's pretty cool.
So it's basically like, I guess, a fondant at the thickness that it is, right? It's kind of.
And to remove them, you can just peel them off, or you can use spatula. Yeah, I think something must be wrong with this wax paper. Seriously, like it's sticking. Like it's really hard to get it off.
Did you work on the wax side?
What do you mean? There is a the two sides. What?
No, both sides are waxed, right?
Oh, not here, not here.
Really?
You just have wax on one side.
Wow.
No, this one like. But now I'm like thinking maybe no, they are both. It's both. Well, anyway, so yes, so this is what the tropical leaves look like, made with royal icing.
And Jeanette is asking if you can use edible dust to mix to make a paint, and so you can,
yes, absolutely. You can use luster dust, dry powder, and mix it with alcohol, and you can paint it. I just use this because I've had it for a while and it needs to be used. It's still like full. So I'm going to actually, let's see, we're going to need one small, one large. So I'm going to leave here. We'll see which one is going to fit on the flamingo. I'm going to set this aside.
So I just to pop and say, so I'm at 2,800 stars, guys. Thanks. I'm a little bit more than halfway there.
Nice.
So just Hannah, I'm going to interrupt you for 2 seconds, but we're having a Facebook challenge, Amber and I, and Facebook's going to give us a bonus if we hit our target. So I need 5,000 stars, and Amber needs 10,000, and you can donate stars via the comment section. So we appreciate that. Thank you. And Hannah, you can donate to her on coffee. She doesn't need rest.
Yeah, I don't need anything. Yeah, I don't need anything.
You're not
one beer mixer, but that's fine. I don't need anything.
I just mean she's got a different challenge.
Yeah, I'm on a different challenge. Yes, can you see, like, is it blurry? Okay. All right, so some of these I finished, some of them I didn't finish, so I'm gonna quickly show you what I did. So this is a color dust from Wilton. It's a red dust. Always open it away from your project, because I oftentimes, like when you store it like this, some of it it's in the cup, and then when you open it, it's, you know, so open it away, you know, further from your project so you don't accidentally pour it onto your cookies or whatever you're making.
Oh, what the price those things cost, those dusts. Just be very careful when you open them under any circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's true.
stars are all on Facebook. We just had a
They
question.
do last for a long time, though, these dusts, and they can be used with fondant as well. I think it's the petal tip that I use for the small flowers. It's 101S, not 59S. 59S is the curved one, right?
So do you know the difference between color dust, petal dust, and luster dust?
Me?
You're getting a question from Jennifer. What's the difference?
Oh, so color dust is basically petal dust, but Wilton calls it color dust to, I don't know, maybe differentiate their brand from others. But it is basically petal dust. And luster dust has edible metallic particles in there, like mica, and that's what makes it shiny.
And that's why it's luster.
Yes, exactly. All right, now I'm gonna use this big brush to kind of like get rid of the.
The person I was mentioning before on Instagram, it's Painted Ladies Pastry. She does a lot of really cool sculpting with icing.
Okay, now it's clogged up, of course.
What's clogged up? Oh, your piping tip.
Our piping tip is clogged up for whatever reason. All right, so now we are going to finish these. Why is it so blurry, I wonder?
Maybe it's the auto, because looks fine. I think it was just focusing.
Okay, so you can repeat that on all of the flowers, and then once it dries, all you do is you peel it off. Okay. And you can store these flowers either on parchment or you can remove the parchment. It really depends on what you prefer. When I'm making royal icing transfers, butterflies, I like to store them on a parchment. All right, so we're going to use 2 flowers. All right. So these can go aside. Now, let's see about this one. All right, so this is already crusted. You see the pink is crusted. It's not dry. It's still very shiny. I'm going to add crown. Still clogged up. Must be some sugar or something. I think I'm going to, I had some extra piping bag here somewhere. Do I have it? Do I not have it?
And has her beautiful studio downstairs, and she has to bring everything when we live stream upstairs because she doesn't have good internet or set up for the internet downstairs.
Yes, it's you know, it's life.
There's more than the camera dance that happens that you guys don't see.
I'm getting my 10,000 steps in, so that's all that matters now.
Yeah.
So now I'm basically swapping out piping bag because there was something going on in there.
Well, they know you're live, so they figured they'd throw you a little curveball.
Right, so now to cut the bag, and this is the question we get often. Tipless bags are easy to use. Find a seam, press it in the middle, and then cut straight across. It's always better to cut a small opening and then make it bigger, because you can make bigger openings smaller.
Ooh, Rachel, did it work out? Did your stencil work out after that? That's fun. Is that fluorescent yellow?
No.
Oh, no.
Does it look like?
What is it?
It's yellow. Lemon yellow.
Lemon yellow. Okay.
Yes, it's lemon yellow.
That
Is
one's
there
pretty bright.
The food coloring is usually sold as lemon yellow, isn't it? Have you
I
seen
thought it
it?
was the yellow,
golden.
like,
Oh, okay, golden yellow.
There's all
Egg.
kinds of yellows.
Oh, there is, yeah, that's true. I'm sorry, I misspoken. Golden yellow, egg yellow. Yes.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to figure out this this guy here. So we're going to. So the flowers, I'm thinking of putting them up here somewhere. I don't know. I haven't done this design, so this is like a.
So is this a flamingo princess? What is it?
Yeah, well, it could be anything you want. It's sorry, it's Saturday, you know. So sorry, it's Friday. So do I put it here?
So I'm looking at your leaves and your hibiscus. That would look good on my flip-flop cookies.
Oh yeah.
That would. You want some?
Ship them over.
All right, so now we're going to make the beak. I'm really concerned because I don't have marker here, so hopefully I can.
You don't have what?
Marker.
Oh, a marker.
Marker, yes. Who would have thought you can do this with a strawberry cutter, huh? It's a really
Pretty amazing.
All right, so let's see if we can sew the beak. Normally I would have done this part with marker, but I don't have a marker here. So I'm just very gently scratching the surface.
Well, she more than flips this cutter. She tosses it. She does a tornado with it. She has here. Let's just quickly put it up. Where's the picture? Here. This is how many cookies she made with the strawberry cutter. I think maybe she was
Well,
having.
I have few more. I have actually
More than that?
I have few more ideas.
Oh, more ideas.
And
So
there's
really-
a whole post at henyelas.com that shows tutorials for all those different designs you can do with the
My
strawberry.
favorite is probably like one of the favorites is Chewbacca. I love how that turned out.
Oh yeah.
There's a Paddington bear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see again.
It's really the piping bag. Wow.
So if you had to throw away all your cutters and you were only allowed to keep one, would it be the strawberry?
Well, strawberry or candy corn, no?
Candy corn.
But the thing is, you can make candy corn from strawberry.
Oh, that's true.
You trim the top, and you have yourself
You seemed very calm at the thought, like me mentioning that I would throw away all your cutters. You seem okay with it.
I know it's just hypothetical. Like I would never do that. Why would I do that? That would be terrible. I have like 1,000 cutters. But it could have. I mean, when we were moving, I was concerned. Like, are they gonna get here?
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
That was like, never mind the furniture. Like, do I have my cutters? You know.
Right.
All right. So let's see. Where do you think I should put it? I need some help here. Do I put more than one?
I love that. That's so cute.
Do I put more than one leaf? Should I? Okay, see guys, I haven't done this before, so this is what goes into the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think 3 leaves.
3 leaves, one kind of like pointing up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think I should use the large flower, right? Let's see.
Try it.
Oh.
I like the smaller one.
I'm partial to the small one. Okay, so now we're just going to. You could decorate the crown if you wanted to. But let's see, maybe we can do something on the crown.
So, Han, what are your tips to stop the black from bleeding into your white there on the beach?
Oh,
Carl was asking.
yes. Well, I always recommend that dark colors are left to rest after you colored the icing.
So before you
using also white food coloring in your icing can help prevent bleeding. Promote air circulation when you're drying icing. If it's humid, employ dehumidifier or food dehydrator. Well, food dehydrator can actually cause the bleeding, so I would probably avoid that. Yeah, but mostly using concentrated gel colors, high quality. Avoid using liquid colors. Yeah. And resting. That's like the number one, I think.
So like
letting it rest for at least 12 hours. And sometimes I will let it rest for like a couple days when I'm making black. And then when I'm done with it and I have leftover, I will freeze it. That way I'm saving all that food color. And then when I need black, I just need to add some freshly made stiff royal icing to bring it to the consistency I need. Because when you freeze royal icing, water, when it freezes, it expands. So when you are putting in, let's say 20-second consistency icing, and it freezes, when you take it out and it will defrost, it will be more like 10 seconds or maybe 15 seconds or something like that. So it will be more fluid. But it's no problem because you can add some stiff royal icing and all that food color is not wasted. Okay. Right, so we were going to do it here.
That's a great tip, Carla.
So maybe I'll do 2 big ones. And
Thank you, Barbara. Have fun.
Oh, that sounds like a fun weekend.
What's that?
Her grandbabies are coming.
Oh, yay. I'm going to actually pile it up here so I have more icing here. Ta-da! This is the one we did today.
So
all lined up, ready to party.
Do the flamingo dance. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but
well, I don't know either, so I wouldn't know. What's a flamingo dance? Is that like you're on your one foot and?
I don't know, but there's the flamenco and then.
Did you guys know that the color of the flamingo, they are born, I think, either white or gray, and the color comes from what they eat. So usually it's shrimp. So this one has eaten lots of shrimp.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of shrimp. Because we actually saw some, they were like white, so they don't have a lot of, I guess, shrimp, or their food is not colored.
Yeah.
All right, so this was my project for today. I will have hopefully tutorial as well up soon on YouTube. And you can find templates for the glasses and for the cutter in my coffee shop.
Awesome. So thanks, everybody. I just checked. I'm at 3,500, so that's awesome. I'm almost at the target. I can't see Amber's, but thanks.
You have a few more minutes, so folks, give it all you got.
Yeah, so Han's challenge is different. Her challenge is she has to stream for 10 hours. She's not doing it today.
But 10 hours live, so be ready to see me more.
So that's why we're not in a hurry. We are
going to do another live. We are doing also live on Monday, as we mentioned. We just started a new series with Mar and Bake Along. I also created a new Instagram, but I will share all the details when we have a few of these lives behind us. It was really fun last week. We were just saying that it almost felt like we were not live, like we are really best friends with Mar, right? So it kind of felt like we were just baking together. It was so much fun.
So if you guys have trouble with your sugar cookies, that's what we made. Here's her supply list. That's in the coffee shop, so you can see all the
scale. If I could point out the scale, it's like the scale it's fantastic.
Oh.
For all your kind of kitchen and baking, you know, needs, it is fantastic. I love that scale, and I've used many scales in my life. And if you are a cookie decorator and you are planning a class, that's also a really good scale to measure your icing, you know, when you're packing.
But don't get a person scale if you make desserts. Don't get on. So this is what we're doing on Monday. We're prepping for Tuesday's assembly. For those of you that are really beginners in baking, you do not prepare a hot cake. So if your cake comes out of the oven and it's hot, do not put your whipped cream and stuff on a freshly out of the oven cake. I know it might seem obvious, but sometimes, you know, little details that, you know.
But this cake, like if you bake it, I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to do round cakes. Marlon is doing something different, but they do cool fairly quickly. But like you said, I wouldn't recommend doing a hot cake and whipped cream. That's not a good combo. Yeah.
Here's your cookies. She saw them. How do you get them white?
Oh, the picture that you saw, it's from years ago. It was when I was obsessed with having my cookies white. When they bake. Now I am more you know, loving the caramelization and the natural kind of the look, so it's like lightly golden around the edges. Even the other day when we were baking together with Mara, I forgot one batch and it was like, oh, it's so brown, and they were so good.
They taste so good.
They were so good, very very tasty. So don't be afraid to go a little darker with your cookies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for joining us and supporting the live stream and all the stars and the coffee shop and everything. Thank you very much. And next week it's Amber, and I think is it me or who is it?
I think it's probably me because I didn't do last week.
Oh yeah.
So it's Ems and I. So we are going to do something fun again. We haven't decided yet.
If you guys have some suggestions.
Next weekend is it's getting close to Independence Day in the US.
Maybe we can do something 4th of July.
Yeah, if you want to do that, or whatever you all want. If you have suggestions, just let us know what you'd like to see next Friday.
Yes, golden color is absolutely okay. It's actually preferred.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes. And another thing is, a lot of people say that once they decorate cookies, depending on where you are, that they get soft. So when you bake them for a little longer, and they will be like a little crunchier, so they will not really get like super soft. Sometimes people have that problem. I don't know if you have that problem, but I guess when there is like a humid day or something, it may arise that the cookies will get softer.
So what day is Canada Day? Is that
It's July 1st.
So maybe one of us can do Canada Day and one of us can do, unless Mar, you wanted to do.
I'm over the maple leaf. You guys can.
I think I rather do Independence Day maple leaf, if I can.
Well,
I don't know, like it's, yeah, I don't know what I would do.
Oh, you just color it red.
It's like 2 seconds, okay.
You just color it red. The thing though about the Canadian flag, I have to say, it's probably one of the more it's very recognizable. People know instantly. You know, people that don't know flags, that one you can spot it. So
that is true. That is absolutely true. Yes, it is very, very much recognizable everywhere. So over the leaf, yeah. Yes.
All right. So maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I would even do aside from a flag, but.
Oh, we'll figure out something, guys. Don't worry. We'll be back with something fantastic that you've never seen before.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks. And we'll see you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.